Hello everyone on SpeedGaming 3. Welcome to Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament in the bracket stages here. So here we got first round, game 3 between mooglecharm and AverageFrustratedGamer, probably just the AFG. So 1-1, got open for this game 3, so we're gonna see who's gonna advance on. So we're getting underway here. Got 3 crystals in the light world. Desert was a red, and the other 2, Eastern and Hera, were regular crystals. Alright, so this is just your standard open 7-7. 7 crystals to get into Ganon's tower, and then 7 crystals to be able to defeat Ganon. So we'll see what we have here. So again, I'm Pixcalibur on the commentary, and tracking at this time we have Aldair. So we got, and then the chat can also help us if we might happen to miss something along the way. Okay, so just bombs on the mushroom spot. I think the, okay, that 300 rupees. Okay, so that's gonna cover bottle vendor. Yeah, we're listening to some Mario mix here. Oh, okay, quick flippers. A bit extra money. See the back of the Blind's hut. Get a little more cash. So open and chat. Open is just you don't have to do the Zelda escape sequence. So you can start at either Link's house or Sanctuary. They might go into the front of escape later, but you don't have to do that, like, 5-minute opening sequence. Okay, blue mail. Okay, that's fine. Early safeties. Ooh, okay. That's always going to be accepted. Okay, heart container. Yeah, so early half-cost magic, so that's good to see. Bottle vendor. Okay, another heart container. We'll take it. Yeah, both runners are definitely going back in for that. And I think with open, runners will probably tend to lean more to doing just kind of scouting the item. versus like something like AD keys, where more people are probably going to do blind checks because you have to add the keys into the mix. But here, yeah, definitely not skipping early glove. And no, both runners doing the same thing. You're immediately going to take that glove into the back of a skate. So let's see what we have here. We got 3 checks here. Okay, heart piece. Arrow's a bottle. Okay, well that gets Sick Kid into play. I mean, that's just going to be there. Probably not going to go back there for that check, at least until later, or if they find a flute, you can just do that along the way while activating flute. Okay, first bit of divergence here. Mooglecharm's going to go into the dam, and not sure what was in that chest. Video froze a bit there. AFG into the island had nothing, just a heart piece. See what Hobo has. Another heart piece. Oh, okay, that was a hook shot in that chest in the dam. Alright, Ether. Okay, I'm gonna pick that up. Alright, Mooglecharm. I'm gonna go for a Gina check. And this one's really out of the way without flute or boots. This just kind of takes a little bit to get to this. Now, that hook shot's interesting, because that does give Mooglecharm some more to do once they decide to head to the mountain. I got more money, okay. Trying to see if the seed is trying to lean towards Zora. I almost got Zora money. My old man didn't have anything. Mini Moldor cave completely free with that hook shot. And we got here, okay, blue potion in a bottle. Okay, well that's... Oh, that's another bottle. Okay, that's 3 of our bottles already. So there's plenty of safeties. Okay, Spec Rock, nothing outside. And then inside, nope, nothing there. Yeah, at this point, we just don't have logical mountain access. I mean, certainly we can do a lot on there with the hook shot. And we're going to confirm on AFG's end. Yeah, that was the hook shot. We'll try going for the Ice Rod Cave, see what we have in there, if anything. Because at this point, there's not too much left. No one's checked eastern area. And then we're gonna have Paradox Cave. I mean, that's not in logic, but... Oh, that gives Zora money. I mean, imagine, like, Zora giving the other bottle. Already getting a quick bottle percent here. Alright, so Waterfall Fairy. Oh, more money, okay. Well, that's gonna cover, Odd and stuff. Ooh, okay, that's in logic. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to think we've got to get some sort of mountain access. Okay, well, never mind. That's Pearl. So we probably don't need mountain access. That's straight Dark World access. Alright, Zora for today. Well, I get a partial refund. A little bit of partial refund there. Okay, so that's logical Dark World access. So I mean, I guess mooglecharm may just very well take that into probably like Hype Cave or something. We don't have any logical mountain access yet, but AFG is gonna take a look inside Paradox and see what we have here. Okay, there's a sword up there. Red boomerang. Dark World Checker here. We have like Swamp. Thieves Town were regular pendants. Meyer was green pendant. So we got... Oh my gosh, that's a good Paradox Cave there. That was Mitts, Quake, and Mirror. Okay. Hype Cave up the Dark World. Yeah, that's... Oh, well, we got bottle percent, if anything. So, 13... Just about a little under 13 minutes in, you got all 4 bottles. So that's going to give AFG a lot more to work with. Because that's the... AFG's not really going to be isolating a whole lot of checks. With that mirror, that gets like K45, that gets a free Smith chain. There's a lot of that stuff is going to get put into play. Yeah, and chat, maybe, or at least getting logical access to the mountain. Okay, I'm not sure. He probably did Dig Game and Save and Quits. I don't know what was on Dig Game. We'll probably look at that later. Alright, so we got Book on the uncle's side, and I think it was uncle had a something a heart container or something. So both runners doing front of escape now. Let's see. See if we get like a mountain access. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think the small key's in Dark Cross. I don't know. I don't think we've seen that yet. See anything? Oh, there's powder. Okay, well that's gonna. That's interesting. That what AFG is doing, they're just saved the key and then decided not to go into Zelda Cell. Ooh, another sword in Saha's closet. Yeah, I think small keys in Dark Frost. It wasn't in the back, it wasn't in the front chest. So the only logical place left is Dark Frost, since beyond the lock, I think, is logically locked by that key. So it's gonna be fire source locked. So in this case, the powder is not strictly in logic yet. Alright, AFG is gonna be picking up their hammer and pearls, so that's gonna get some options to go with here. Nothing on Magic Bat today. Now, I'm kind of wondering if AFG is gonna decide to go back to the mountain, because that's gonna give a lot of stuff they can do. That gets a Dark Death Mountain access, Ether Tablet. So that, I can get those checked. Hookshot Cave's also perfectly doable, and yeah, it's looking like that's what AFG's gonna be doing. It's going to be trying to continue off the Paradox Cave goods. Okay, mooglecharm into Village of Outcast. Okay, just some money in the chess game, so not much there. And, I mean, would think mooglecharm is probably just gonna do front 4 of these. That's very hard sell to go into the back, especially just red pendant. Alright, ether tablet with nothing there, and then okay, he's into Thieves Town. AFG's gonna step into Tower of Hera. Let's see if this is even logically doable. Okay, no, could beat the dungeon, just can't do the basement. I believe Meyer is green pendant. Swamp was blue pendant, and Thieves Town was a red pendant. I don't think I cut the red crystals. I think it looked like it was the other red crystal was pod. Okay. I didn't catch how many items we've found in Hera. If it was one or both items. Okay, C-shape house, nothing. Okay, good. Moldorm fight on AFG's side. What do we got here? Oh, the small key. I don't remember. Did we see the map? Because that was... We saw compass. We saw big key, obviously. Yeah, I don't know if we got both items out of there or not, but don't have a fire source anyway. Okay, we'll charm into Skull Woods. Yeah, so EFG got their first crystal on the board. Okay, nothing on the floating island, just a shield. Okay, get another look at the map there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we got pod with red crystal. Yeah, green pendants in Meyer. Okay, so good luck for us there. So that was Bombos to get into Turtle Rock, so don't have that yet. I mean, we don't have a lot of stuff anyway for that place. No Samaria. So good to know. Got to be looking for that other medallion. Okay, got mushroom. Super Bunny Cave with nothing. And I think we probably got only... I think I only saw one item out of the front of Skullwoods. I mean, since it's a crystal, gonna have to go to the back anyway later on. Got... Okay, that's... Probably don't need the Cane of Burna. You got 4 bottles, you could just break the logic for Spike Cave. You don't need the cane. I mean, if you find the cape, that's actually normal logic for that. So we're gonna have to wait and see what is it gonna take to get mooglecharm to head to the mountain. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking lamp or flute, waiting for logical access. Because we got both mitts and mirror up there. And a sword that was up there as well. Okay, the pyramid ledge is a free bow. So that is a beatable pod out of logic, but you may just play up that bow and see what is in a crystal pod. AFG into pendant swamp. This is an interesting play here. Not even green pendant, but at this point, maybe we haven't even touched Eastern. Moogle is going to be going into pod in just a moment here. And AFG's got, like, other, like, Smith chain. You could just route that down into swamp and stuff. AFG looks like just going to go straight to the back of swamp. Okay, that's fine. Get the big key out of there. And front of pod is usually just a bunch of small keys, so probably not going to find anything too surprising. Oh, okay. At least that's a good compensation price for a pendant swamp. So we got a sword in the waterfall room. So we got tempered sword, so that's making a lot of things easier. Yeah, that pretty much makes Argus basically free. Tempered sword, just much faster. Okay, so AFG taking on Argus for a blue pendant. I'm gonna think they're gonna go back in. There's, I think, so a lot of stuff, and oh boy, that's a nice place for that. Oh boy. So the bow lock side of pod, kind of striking gold there. Both Lamp and Samaria. That's now logical clearance of pod. Ooh, that's kind of a bad place for that lamp there, okay. So let's see if that actually gets mooglecharm to consider the mountain. Because that's now logical access. Can also... I think Hera Basement still had an item, so that's something to consider as well. And I think I just saw the other bow. It looked like the big chest of swamp. Oh, that's I'm not sure if Moogle's gonna go in there because again, Pendant Swamp's just not really the most appetizing place to go to. AFG goes to the ledge, that's gonna get silvers. Yeah, luckily that heart piece didn't give a full health refill. Okay, so yeah, I'm hoping that lamp is gonna send Moogle to the mountain. Okay, so first gonna finish off Pod. Now that it's in full logic. Look at left side swamp here, and AFG side. Anything over here? Nope. So, out of swamp. Okay, so we got the other bow. We found the other bow, and then got us another sword. So, I mean, that's, something. That's okay. I think that'll make up at least some of the time. It might, swamp does take a little while to get through, but should be able to compensate it. Should be able to pick up silvers, I would think, if he does the ledge. Okay, Bombo's tablet with nothing. Desert ledge, I believe that looked like a shovel. Yeah, so that bow, I would think it's gonna eventually. Well, he's gonna probably do desert first, but eventually send him to Pod, and he's gonna find the lamp there. So that's gonna be a full clear of Pod, and actually he might even mix in a Pyramid Fairy, because if they do Pyramid Fairy, that's gonna get silvers. Yeah, I think that was a shovel, and I'm kind of surprised that AFG didn't just go straight into desert. Actually, maybe hoping for a flute to just maybe stack that in with fire. Oh yeah, he doesn't have the fire source yet. Yeah, so he can't clear desert. No. Okay, well he's gonna get that in Pod conveniently. Actually, we'll be able to stack in Eastern as well, because we haven't looked in there yet, but he's got the mirror, so he'll just stack both of these crystals in. That's going to be very convenient. Okay, Moogle's looking like they're gonna go to Eastern. Okay, that's fine. You got your bow. You're just gonna... Might as well squeeze out the value. Take out both levels with this. Yeah, and I'm hoping Moogle doesn't skip Saha. That's be very weird to just skip 3 quick checks. I mean, you've already made the long walk all the way to Easter, and you just finish off that area. Yeah, I gotta get back to some of these, just playing these old school Mario games once in a while. It's like it's been so long since I've played these. I mean, I'm not sure how long I've been like playing SMB2 here. Alright, so AFG's about to pick up their goods on the right side of Pod. Alright, so AFG just picking up their lamp in Samaria. So that's going to be a full logic clear of Pod. I'm trying to think if they're going to run into Desert after... Well, they're going to do Eastern right after this, but then maybe run into Desert. Alright, Eastern, I don't think it's given anything so far. I don't think we've seen any progression out of this. Just gonna be for a crystal. Nice use of that Samaria there. You know, he's got no sword. Gotta make use of your other stuff. Okay, so Armos fight. Okay, pretty standard. Go for quick kill. Alright. Yeah, so Eastern just for a crystal, but, you know, gotta do it. You might as well get this dungeon out of the way. Okay, so that's their second crystal. Okay, Moogle picking up their first sword. So are we going to assume this is going to be a mountain play here? Because that's probably where the big density is going to be for mooglecharm at this point. I'm not even sure if we've checked Lumberjack yet. I don't even remember what was on Lumberjack. Alright, so Lumberjack not in play, just a heart container. Well, good to know that. I don't have to deal with Aggro 1. Yeah, at this point, both runners kind of retracing steps other runners done. I was kind of curious where Boots would be, because we don't know if Desert is Boots locked at this time. Because if it is, then we know it's outside. But if it's not Boots locked, then, could have the whole scene just both runners just walking the whole time. This actually isn't going to be that bad for mooglecharm, because they're going to be able to group, they'll do Paradox, and then they're going to be able to do Dark Death Mountain, group all that together, Hookshot Cave, and then round it up with Hera and possibly Spike Cave as well. So they may be able to just get the whole mountain thing done in one go, and just get all the checks out of the way. I'm gonna think possibly Pyramid Fairy's gonna be put into play, because Desert's fully clearable at this point, and that's the other red crystal. Because we're still missing a lot of stuff. We need both rods, possible boots, possible flute, just for like Maya and stuff. We do need bombos. And not a whole lot of checks left here. We got Smith Chain. I don't think either one's checked Catfish, and that's just a really bad check to do. And you also have that mushroom turn in. So, yeah, AFG might be rounding out the kind of East Dark World check, so it might be just going to the Pyramid at this point, so that's gonna get silvers. And I'm going to assume it's just gonna run that up to like Mushroom check, Catfish, and just finish off that area. I mean, free silvers. May as well just take that. Alright, so mushroom turn in with nothing. Okay, we're taking a look on Moogle's side, what we found, what did Hera have? So yeah, there's compass, big keys in this chest. Catfish was nothing. Okay, there's definitely something in the basement. So, is mooglecharm going to commit to the basement here? I mean, you take out everything else, and is it worth doing the coffee break room for this one check, and might just run Spike Cave after this, just to clear up the mountain. Yeah, so appreciate the chat giving, kind of keeping us up to date on things. Yeah, sometimes the tracker can be a little bit slow with the updating. Sometimes I have to double check to make sure the trackers have clicked everything, and they do a good job of that. Just have to keep everything up to speed. And no, mooglecharm's not going to do either of those checks. I mean, those are... one, the Spike Cave's not strictly in logic. And then, yeah, the Hera basement's just... That's probably going to be last location. Mooglecharm looking to go into Pendant Swamp. Okay, well that's actually not bad. That's gonna get the sword and other base silvers, so that's gonna even up on that. Dig game. Didn't really see it on mooglecharm's end. The video kind of froze a little bit. Let's see if anything. There's gonna be a number of digs here. Nope, just vanilla. Yeah, at least we'll be listening to this Mario 64 tune for a little bit. One of the ones I like listening to. Getting some new checks on AFG's side, so we're gonna have the Smith chain, so hammer peg as well. And hammer peg with nothing. Moogle's pretty happy to see that tempered sword there. Now, I believe Argus had the compass, so there's still gonna be a few items left in Swamp, so let's see if that's gonna be enough to drive Moogle back in. Okay, Smiths with nothing. Nice Argus fight on Moogle's side. Yeah, so compass from Argus. Let's see if that's enough to drive him back into Swamp to get the rest of the checks. Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times you see map, compass, and big key, and the rest of it is just items. Okay, so that was 2 items out of the front of these, and AFG's just gonna take this all the way to the back. And mooglecharm will be doing left side Swamp just to be complete. And AFG, I'm starting to wonder if might be considering Pedestal. I mean, gonna need a flute and possibly Bombos if not known what Myers locked by at this time. I mean, at this point, it's probably reasonable to be dipping pendants dungeons because I don't think there's a whole lot left we could do. We could do Desert, so that's gonna get Pyramid Fairy. We can't finish off Skullwoods. We have no access into Ice or Turtle Rock or Mire. So the checks are kind of starting to run thin here on what the runners can do. mooglecharm might be giving us a look in the desert here. Just gonna kind of combine this up. I believe there was a shovel on the ledge. We're getting a look at it here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a shovel there. Alright, so in Thieves Town, the small key is basically locking itself, so don't really care about that. Now we're gonna see if Desert is boots locked here or not. Alright, AFG taking out blind. Back at Thieves Town didn't look to have anything. So it's just gonna be for that pendant. Torch with... Okay, map, that's fine. I mean, we saw the big key, so we know it's at least not Boots luck to complete the dungeon. I mean, it could have still had, like, Ice Rod or something. But in this case, nope, there's the other item, just a shield. So, at this point, Boots could very well just be in GT. Because, Boots doesn't have any other major things it locks. Okay, AFG gonna be doing purple chest. I mean, at this point, something is gonna have to yield because I'm trying to think what we have left. I don't think Graveyard Ledge was checked. I'm trying to think what else. We're gonna have a couple of checks here, new checks here. K45 with just the other boomerang, so that's not important. Okay, purple with nothing. You can't access TR, that's Bombo's locked. Ice Palace is locked by... don't have a strong enough fire source. So no Bombos, no Fire Rod. Meyer, no Flute. Skull Woods, no Fire Rod. Alright, so AFG's also into Desert. So we're gonna get Pyramid Fairy at this point. And then, yeah, you got Shovel, so... definitely gonna wanna... Oh, that could probably be just done along the way. That's not really far off from the bomb shop, so that should just be routed in. I don't think mooglecharm's done Purple or Smith Chain yet. So it may actually be running that maybe with Smith Chain. Okay, time for some guesses. Any idea what you think might be in Pyramid Fairy? If anything, it could just be garbage, but we're running out of checks here, so if it has something, what are we gonna see in here? I mean, if it gave, like, cape, this would be pretty bad. Let's see, what we got in here, the 300 rupees. Okay, red tunic, that's nice, but that's not what they're looking for here. Okay, so it just had more convenience items, so... Oh my gosh. So is it gonna be Shovel? Is it gonna be just Shovel at this point? Oh, we got Graveyard Ledge. Okay, I think mooglecharm will be checking that at this point. Okay. I mean, pedestal's still a possibility. I mean, ice rod's always an option. So, Yaga 1's gone. That's only a heart container and lumberjack, and you need boots anyway to get that. So, and graveyard ledge. We got here. Oh boy, that's a bad spot for that, actually. Oh boy. Okay, well so that's gonna give Skullwoods. That gives ice. A full clearable ice palace. I mean, the runners are just decked out for the endgame. You got Tempered Sword, you got Silvers. Assuming AFG is also going to get Pyramid of Red Mail. Half-cost magic, 4 bottles, and I mean, they've got at least a blue. I think they have one of each. And probably even bought a second potion on second blue or something. So they're decked out on safeties. Okay, well, we got AFG with Shovel Check. This could be big here. And nope, that is not what we're looking for. So I'm trying to see if is he literally just down to graveyard ledge. Okay, mooglecharm gonna be following that fire rod. Gonna go into ice first. And Skullwoods has, I think, 1 item remaining. Well, there's your typical fire-locking fire scenario here. So right away, fighting Bombos. Okay, that just is opening up everything at this point. That almost go mode. I think we're just short an ice rod at this point to clear out Trinex. Yeah, I believe it's just down to Ice Rod because you got Skullwoods. Oh boy, that's okay. Well, there's the speed. That's gonna open up more isolated checks. At this point, the runners probably don't want to see the flute. They're hoping the flute is just sitting in GT at this point. Because you really don't want to open up that mire area. I mean, we don't know what's on Head, which unfortunately can be Ice Rod. That would be not what runners want to see here. And AFG making the long walk over to Graveyard Ledge. I'm wondering if this is a last location for them. Because, you normally are not just going to walk to this spot. But I think this might be the last location here. They still had... actually, Harem Basement was still in play. That's just another ugly check. Spike Cave is actually not in strict logic. They're actually gonna have to find the cape. Yeah, they have to find a cape since Berna is actually on its cape locked on the bumper ledge. But in this case, it's not gonna matter. Again, they can break the logic if they want to. Very nice cold stare fight. Just like that. A little bit of a slowdown there as all the cold stare puffs are blowing up. It's a really fast fight. Okay, so Mooglecharm's got options. I would think he's just gonna do Skull Woods next. Because after that, he's gonna... He should scout the head. Really have to see if Pedestal's gonna be in play. Okay, King's Tomb. Bonk Rocks are also nearby, so that's okay. Yeah, unless we just happen to find Ice Rod along the way, just be done with it. AFG going after Moth, and Mooglecharm just a tiny bit behind, and that is very clean Moth fight on AFG's side. Okay, that's the other item. So nothing in Skull Woods in terms of progression. Another crystal on AFG's side. So that's 5 crystals. I believe both are at 5. I think Mooglecharm's going to go for number 6. And we're gonna get a pet scout here. So is this relevant? No, Pedestal's not gonna be in play. I mean, Ice Rod may just be sitting on Laser Bridge. You know, not uncommon to see that. I think Mooglecharm's just gonna be rushing dungeons at this point. You're just gonna play in, going with Ice Rod being in, like, in TR somewhere. Alright, so AFG picking up their bombos. And, yeah, in chat, AFG's gonna be picking up those boots in just a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple of rooms away. It's just gonna have to get past this icebreaker, and it's just beyond that point. Okay, mooglecharm, our first look into Turtle Rock. So let's see if the ice rod is just sitting in here. Because to be honest, there's still not that many checks we haven't seen. I mean, unless the flute shows up. Oh, that's not good to see that. Oh, oopsies. Oops. That's not good to see that flute. Oh, that's potentially make things interesting now. Yeah, that's not what the runners are going to want to see, because you're gonna have to hope that this ice rod's sitting in here, because you really don't want to open up all those checks. Both runners checked Ped is just a piece of heart, so yeah, so Ped's not in play. Yeah, I probably cursed things because I mentioned the flute just like 5 seconds before, like they're opening up the first chest, and then suddenly the flute shows up. Okay, that's a big relief right there. So Ice Rod just sitting in TR, so I'll probably ask them that on the interview if they say they come in. So Ice Rod wasn't on Laser Bridge, it was just a little bit sooner in the lava chest, which I actually have seen Ice Rod there not infrequently. Seen at least a few times. So that should be go mode for mooglecharm, because it's just gonna rush the GT right after this. Probably doing the big chest here. Okay, yeah, good move to get that small key. Since you open up the lava chest. And not gonna take any chances here. I mean, after a bit of a bottleneck there, kind of running out of checks, and then like almost everything just kind of falls into place. once the graveyard ledge was checked. Because it was like Fire Rod, then Bombos. Ice Rod was pretty much, well, kind of right where you need it. Didn't have to. I mean, the only scare was that flute. And I was thinking you might have needed to dip Mire. In this case, luckily, that not the case here. Mooglecharm on to Trinex. Should be a pretty simple fight here. Pretty clean phase 1. AFG is going to be going through TR, going to get their go mode Ice Rod in there as well. Alright, that's going to be 7 crystals for Mooglecharm, so GT, where is that big key going to be? Well, we got 1 through 22 checks in GT. Where do you think that big key is going to be located? AFG is going to be seeing that flute. Probably going to be getting a little bit of a scare. You're probably not wanting to see that, but you just got to keep going. Yeah, luckily neither runner getting swayed by that flute. It's like, I'm just going to do with all of TR and then hopefully find Ice Rod. All right, into GT. Check number 1 with nothing. Oh, wait a minute. I think AFG just noped out of TR. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's not going to be good there. Okay, 6 and 7. Oh, here we go. AFG's going to be taking a look at the Mire area. Yeah, I mean, we know the Ice Rod's just sitting in the lava island chest. I guess we'll take a look and see what some of these other checks are. Okay, nothing in the Mire shed. I mean, this is not an unreasonable play. I mean, there's enough checks, quick checks here, that easily could just throw the Ice Rod out here. Lots of heart containers in GT. And nothing on the compass side. Just for the record, Quake for Meyer. So check 12 with nothing. Alright, 14, 15, nope, 16, nope. I'll do 17 with nothing. And I think we found all our shield, the other one's on the floating island. Alright, so that was a vanilla big key at check 19. Kind of looking through the numbers, it's looking like Annika RN actually got the exact guess of 19, so congratulations. Alright, so mooglecharm just making the gauntlet climb. Again, the Ganon fight should be pretty much a breeze at this point. All the safeties you could want here. Temper Sword Silver is just it's an easy fight at this point. Alright, so Vanilla, Big Key, and Meyer. So it's not it's like about as slow as you're gonna get it to get through this place. I don't think we've really seen anything in Meyer so far. I mean, at this point, it may as well just be like Cape is on green pendant turn in or something. Alright, getting through moolcharm 2. And yeah, I just rush into the end, not checking any chests here. I mean, the other sword doesn't have a whole lot of spots it could be in. Like, logic-wise, probably the worst place would be, like, Spike Cave. That's not somewhere you're going to be looking for that. Or, tile room. Oh, well, there was the other sword. That was Vitreous that had the other sword. That looked like it because I saw the gold sword animation there. Oh. So at least we know where the other sword is. So 2 of the swords are in pendant dungeons. Alright, green pendant turn-in. So the record here is now just the single 10 bomb pack. Alright, already on phase 3. Again, tempered silvers. Piece of cake here. AFG showing us all these out-of-the-way checks, just to see what's in these, if anything. Alright, phase 4. Okay, double and one more here, and there we go. Alright, so get your GGs in chat for mooglecharm, who will be taking this game 3 and will be advancing on to the second round. So, gonna have a time of 1:29:20. GG's. And it's looking like AFG's put up the DNF as well. And we are joined by the winner of this race, mooglecharm. GG's.
GG's.
All right, so what do you think of this seed? It looked like it was bottlenecked up until the fire rod dropped in. And okay, well, we're joined by AFG. GG's.
Hey, how's it going? Well done, Moogle. Congrats.
Thank you, sir. GG's.
Yeah, so I was starting to ask about the bottleneck. I think probably both of you were getting close to last locationing Graveyard Ledge of that fire rod, and then everything opened up after that.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was avoiding the mountain far too long, but I was trying to protect against things that AFG might have been doing. Like, I'm not an Uncle router, but eventually I'm like, I gotta make sure I clean up Uncle and Castle in case he is. And then, some people like to start the village with, hammer and glove. They'll start at the village instead of Hype Cave. So I was like trying to make sure that I covered my bases on things. And when I got the mitts in that mirror and on the mountain, I felt pretty bad. But yeah, it was pretty dry for a while up until that fire rod for sure.
Yeah, that fire rod kind of made the whole magic happen pretty much. My goodness. I can explain about Turtle Rock and that flute. Oh my god. There once was a man named Homewrecker who told me that Juicetown's got the juice, and I think he lied. I'm pretty sure he lied.
He might be telling the truth, but in this particular scene, maybe he lied to you.
I mean, when I saw that flute come out, I was thinking, oh boy, that's not what you two do not want to see that. You don't want to put Meyer into play. So it's like, so mooglecharm decides to just keep running through TR, just hoping that Ice Rod showed up. And in this case, luckily it did. Kind of made that a lot easier. I mean, there were still some, outside of Meyer, there are still some weird checks that I don't think either you searched Zelda Cell. I had to go back to that because
oh, that was a map.
Yeah.
Or a key.
Okay,
yeah, that was a map because the key was in the
I think Dark Frost had the small key.
Yeah, the key.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. So Zelda still had nothing.
All I had left outside of Meyer stuff was like the Smith chain into Thieves, back of Thieves.
Yeah, and
I never got a cape. Burna was on the ledge. I never got the cape, so Spike Cave was never a thing for me. And then, the last thing was Hera Basement. Didn't do Hera Basement either.
Yeah, same here. The only thing that I did Smith Chain all thieves. I hadn't done Eastern Big Chest. I took the gamble that I didn't need that, and thankfully I could see the future coming because every time that I skip Eastern Big Key Chest, that's where the Ice Rod is. And when the Ice Rod became Go mode, I became sad and frightened.
Yeah.
But other than that, after I got my nothing in Meyer and Green Pendant, I was going to Hera Basement because of course if it's in Turtle Rock, I'm dead anyway. But yeah, it turned out I watched the VOD back a little bit. I was behind anyhow, so it didn't seem to make a difference. So I ended up clearing too much.
Gotcha. Yeah, I felt that way early on, and I got the bow on Pyramid Ledge, and that felt really good because it's like, I don't know, so many people isolate that. I'm one of them. That's usually not something that I do, but I was just in like, I'm not going to the mountain because it had been so long that I was putting off the mountain that I'm not going there until it's in logic. And I got the bow and was like, oh, I can just go clear pod now. Even though I didn't have fire, like we had 4 bottles already by that point. It's like, if I can't do Dark Turtles with 4 bottles, like I don't deserve to be in this tournament. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to pod. We're going to clear it. And then the lamp was there. And I was like, okay, that like is making all the sense in the world now. And then, Swamp felt pretty bad. Like there wasn't great choices. I mean, I could walk over to Desert, but if it's boots required, then I'm gonna feel bad that I just walked past Swamp. So I figured I'll just clear that up, and then, oh look, the other bow is in a really bad spot too, and happens to be a sword here. So I was like, it kind of washed out in my mind.
Pretty much, yeah. When I was looking at my Dark World options, I was looking at everything. I said, wow, basically the entire world's one big overworld check. I have no crystals I can clear. What the hell do I want to do next? So I was like, all right, well, we'll do Hype into Swamp. I got the bow, felt good about the bow. And then did Pod into Eastern, then went to Pyramid Ledge, got the other bow. I was like, okay, well, that kind of devalues the bow I got, but both bows suck, so maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it was the Fire Rod was the big key to the seed.
Yeah, I think you ended up dipping Thieves Town a bit early, which is fine because I think you were running low on checks at that point. It's like, back of Thieves could easily have something. Just in this case, it didn't have anything.
Yeah,
I was just kind of wondering where's the logic going here because they're out of checks.
Yeah, I was worried that my penchant for avoiding Fire Rodless Skull was going to hurt me, but then the Fire Rod on Graveyard Ledge felt okay since I was on my way to Skull, but it was so late at that point.
I did at that point. I had either Smith Chain stuff with shovel. Well, I cleared Desert, so I was like, I'm gonna do the Pyramid Ferry into Catfish stuff. And now that I have the mirror, hook shot, Graveyard Ledge is easy. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do that side of things. And the fire rod's there, and then in my head, it was like, oh, do I do skull or do I just keep on my path? Because like catfish will just take me to ice, and I'm like, oh, skull only has one item left because I did the front already. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm just going straight to ice. So the boots were there, and that felt really nice. Got to do skull with boots.
That catfish to ice route was pretty interesting. I haven't seen that too often. I believe you mirrored after that, right? You just mirrored and then just took the little whirlpool thing up to ice. So that was an interesting way to get there.
Yeah, and I hadn't done the mushroom turn-in either, so it's like it all was on the path. And at that point, there was no reason to isolate that stuff. And if I'm going to ice, I'd have to save and quit and walk over and swim anyway. It's like a couple checks on the way, basically. Yeah, GG's. I'm glad we got to play 3. This was fun. I'm not a big open fan.
Yeah, same here. I'm a big casual head here. All entrance all day. Open mode, 80 keys mode, get them out of here. Big casual player. These try hard modes, get out of my face. Get them away from me. I am hoping you keep on rolling through the tournament. Well done. Good luck. Thank you for the restream, of course. Thank you for the comms and the tracking. And I am finally free of the dreaded, dastardly 10-minute delay. Thank God. Free at last. Free at last. I am free at last. No more delay. Let's go.
I'll just say lucky you.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Yes. Haha.
Yeah, GG's. I'll echo his sentiments. Thanks for getting the restream. I know it was a little tight getting comms and tracking, but thanks to Excalibur and Aldera for doing the hard work and letting us put on a show for you guys.
Yeah, luckily it's just an open seed, so it's not that big an issue. It's a lot easier to work with than He's Sanities, where we have a lot more to track and have to deal with. So. Yeah. So I think you're probably waiting on the other half between Schultzer and PRD Wong, at least on it doesn't look like they played their game 2 yet. I'm not sure. So I guess you're waiting.
I haven't kept up with that yet. I don't even know what the score is, to be honest.
It was at least 1-0 on the challenge. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but it looks like they're not done with their matchup yet, so I guess you'll be waiting on that one. But yeah, so be good luck on the next round as try to keep going as far as you can.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alright, so gonna wrap things up here. So yeah, GG's again to both our runners, mooglecharm and AverageFrustratedGamer, putting on a good game 3. It's actually pretty close. It was just, again, you got to that clutch point, and just kind of a race to the finish at that point. But again, congratulations to mooglecharm for advancing on to the second round. Big thanks to our tracker Aldera, keeping all the items up to speed. The SG3 chat, thanks for again keeping us up to speed on anything we may have missed. If you want more Link to the Past action, I believe there is still another race running at this time. A cross hunt race between Killer App 23 and Sean Rhapsody on the main SpeedGaming channel. That started at 11:10 Eastern, so I think it just started, so yeah, you could, if you want more Zelda Link to the Past action, yeah, there's a good race there. Should be able to watch that on main SpeedGaming. Okay, that's about it. So I am Excalibur, and we'll see you guys in the next race.